Hello. I'm coming to you from a different space in my magical house. This is actually my meditation room, and it has also been, as of late, as of the last month, my recovery room. I had a full total knee replacement, and that is most of the reason that I haven't been putting up any videos. But I've had some experiences and along the way out of the last month, which I think are, leading to some thoughts and curiosities. So I wanted to start sharing some of that with you. And I wanted to share that with you from my space. That's Ollie, by the way, behind me, who isn't bothered at all. I have another one over here. Chalk is next to me. They're both apparently having a nice little snooze. So don't want to make this too long because I feel like this particular message is short and sweet. I have for some time been getting the message over and over again. Forget everything you think is real. Forget everything you think is true. Forget everything you think you've learned. Forget everything you think you know. Forget it all. Let it all, put everything aside. And on one level, I understood that, right? That, we limit ourselves with the stories that we tell ourselves a lot of times, right? That things that we think we know, right? Whether it's about ourselves, like I'm not good at math, or I'm not very athletic, or I can't dance, or any number of things along those lines, right? I'm not a good writer. I'm not a good singer. I'm, whatever. So there's those sorts of stories that we tell ourselves. But then there's also lots of stories that the collective has told us, right? Women can't do certain things. Men can't do certain things. Certain things aren't right or they're wrong or whatever. And that we have maybe bought into as part of the culture, right? So that can also be incredibly limiting. And a lot of times we don't think about those things as being stories that we tell ourselves, right? That we're repeating stories, that the nature of people is bad, that we're bad, and that we need some of the force to help us be good, and that there's nothing within us that's divine. There can be any number of stories coming from, and think about all the things that your culture teaches you in terms of like what's beautiful, what's not, what's good for you, what's not, and how those things change, and how sometimes one minute one thing is true and the next minute another thing is true, right? So on that level, I understood that message that forget everything you think you know, forget all the stories you tell yourself, whether they're from the collective, the culture, your parents, you better get rid of those fat thighs because they're going to be with you forever if you don't get rid of them by the time you're 13. That's a quote from my grandmother. Whatever those things are, right? And today in meditation, I got a deeper level of that message. And that is that if you don't believe something is possible, it does not exist, right? And so, for instance, you could say whether that's God, right? So if you don't believe that God exists, then God does not exist. God does not exist for you, right? It just doesn't. And that could be true of anything. Like if you don't believe in your ability to make money, it doesn't exist. If you believe that you are, always going to be involved in bad relationships, that's what exists, right? What you believe is what actually exists. It's not just a question of us throwing off those stories so that possibilities are endless, right? But it's that it actually doesn't exist if you don't believe in it, right? So, and that had meaning for me on a number of different levels, but I don't necessarily want to limit what it could mean to you. So I'm going to kind of keep that back a little bit for now and allow you to explore what would it look like for you to start, like if you can even make a list. What are things that you don't think are possible in your life? What do you think? And I'm talking about like Literally anything, okay? Literally anything. What stories do you tell yourself? What stories have you allowed your parents to tell yourself? What stories do the tapes in your head tell yourself, right? Tell you. What do you believe is true about let's start with yourself or about your world, and that's everything from, do spirits exist? Do ghosts exist? Do aliens exist? Which we've got like a new movie coming out about that and stuff. Like, what is out there? What do you believe? What do you not believe? What do you believe is possible? Like, just possible, okay? Even possible. Because if it's not possible, it doesn't exist, and you're not going to see it. And you're not going to feel it, and it's not going to happen. And this is a different spin on you create your own reality. If you think about it, right? So I'm going to encourage you to think about, what are the stories you tell yourself? What are those tapes telling you in your head? What did your parents teach you? What's your culture taught you that's true? And if you truly started to throw out everything you think you know, everything you think you believe about anything, whether it's you, family members, friends, the world, what would be possible? And what do you believe is possible? What could you possibly see instead? And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for tuning in yet again. Getting increasing numbers of subscribers, which appreciate each and every one of you. And I will look forward to putting out some more videos soon. Take care. Mwah! Big love. Bye.